So week 10 is come and gone. It's actually, we're putting this out on a Thursday, so technically week 11 starts tonight. There's a game, but I digress. It is what it is. Week 10's over. Week 10 hasn't started yet, so we're coming back at you with our top 5 MVP candidates to this point as of week 10. Notice here it says it's Chew, but like the season parentheses, because this is hoops. This is my top 5 MVP. This isn't a collaboration. This is just me. But yeah, so here we go. We have number 5, Big Ben Roethlisberger, quarterback, Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, granted, coming into this year, this guy coming off Tommy John surgery, 38 years old. I was pretty sure he was going to be done. Probably thought he should have packed it in. I was wrong. Guy's having a great year. So right here we have some 2020 stats. We have the big thing, the record. Pittsburgh's record is 9-0. They have not lost a game yet. Ben Roethlisberger has 2,267 passing yards, completing 67, just under 67% of his passes, and a great touchdown to interception. 22 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. On my list, I mean, betting-wise, he's not in the top 5. But for me, I mean, right off the bat, 9-0, great. He's playing great football. The Steelers are rolling. Might be the best team in the AFC, and it's because I am. So, Ben Roethlisberger, number 5. So, with that being said, let's get to number 4. Kyler Murray, quarterback, Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray started off really hot. The Cardinals got off to a hot start this year. Then he hit kind of a plateau, fell out of the race a little bit, and now they've won. They've beaten the Seahawks and the Bills in the last 3 weeks, and they had a really close one with the Dolphins, who were streaking. So, and I mean, it's pretty much all on Kyler Murray right now. So Kyler Murray's killing it. Let's look at some of his 2020 stats. The Cardinals, big one. They're 6-3 in playoff contention in a 3-way tie for first in the NFC West right now. Kyler Murray has 2,375 passing yards, completing just over 68% of his passes. Touchdown to interception ratio 17-8. So not nearly as good as Big Ben. But you add in the fact that he has 600 rushing yards and another 10 touchdowns on the ground, easily can't even dispute that he is definitely vaulting his way up the MVP candidacy, up the list. So Kyler Murray, number 4. Now we go to number 3, Aaron Rodgers, quarterback, Green Bay. It's no secret I'm a Packers fan, so I guess you're a little harder on the ones you love, even though he had statistically a very good game Sunday. It was against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The game was just a little bit too close for comfort. He threw for over 300 yards, threw 2 touchdowns, threw a pick. I think he ran for another touchdown. But it was the Jacksonville Jaguars, and you only beat them by 4, and you needed your last drive of the game to do that. So, statistically a good game, but not so much against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And he threw probably the worst interception I've ever seen him throw in his career in this game. So I can't bump him up. I think he was 3 last week. I can't bump him up to 2 or 1. I can't do it. So let's look at some 2020 stats to justify his 3 rating. His number 3 spot this week, he is. Packers are 7-2 with that win over the Jaguars this week. Pass yards, 2,578 passing yards, just under 68% completion percentage, and a great 26 touchdown, 3 interception TD to interception ratio. So that he's on fire. Got a big game this week against the Indianapolis Colts. Pretty good defense, good team, potential playoff team. So if he has a big game this week, he can definitely move up next week to the number 2 spot that is currently occupied by this guy, Russell Wilson, quarterback, Seattle Seahawks. He's starting to cool down, but I still give him a little chef's hat there. That's the best I could do because Russ is cooking, even though he's slowing down a little bit. But he was number 1 for the majority of the year. He was probably everyone's runaway MVP. But the last 4 weeks, let's bump over to his stats here. The Seahawks have been losing, and we have his stats here, 2020. So Seahawks are 6-3, but they've lost to both of the teams that they're tied with for the lead in the NFC West, the Cardinals and the Rams. Other than that, but Russell, he did so much early on that he was the clear-cut front runner for the first half of the season, or for the first quarter of the season, first 5 to 6 weeks of the season. So he's done enough to keep him at the 2 spot right now. But if he keeps playing like he's playing, he's definitely going to move down. But 6-3, he's got just under 2,800 passing yards on the year, completing just under 70% of his passes. Got a 28 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, Of these 10 interceptions, and this is probably the problem, this is the problem that the Seahawks have run into, of these 10 interceptions, 7 of them have come in their last 4 games. So he's averaging 2 interceptions a game, just under 2 interceptions a game for the last 4 games they've played. So that is not good. That is why he is not number 1 this week, and that's why this guy is number 1. Patty Mahomes, quarterback, Kansas City Chiefs. Who else? It wasn't going to be Brady. It wasn't going to be Josh Allen. Those guys are having great years, but it's Patty Mahomes. Fathom, this guy is so great. He had a bye week. He did not play, and he went from 2-1. And this just isn't on my list. This is actual betting odds. He is now the front-running favorite to win the MVP. He didn't play last week. Why is that? So how could this guy play? He is just so great. Think about this. He is so great that I don't think anyone really thinks that he's having a huge year, a great year, lighting it up. Well, let's look at his stats here. So the Chiefs are 8-1. Their one loss came to the Las Vegas Raiders. That is a primetime game this week. Patrick Mahomes will have his chance at redemption to get that one back. And let's be honest, can't even really blame him that they lost. They gave up 40 points to the Raiders, so he scored 32, so I don't really know what else he could have did. He's got just under 2,700 passing yards for the year. He has, out of the 5, all quarterback list, out of the 5, he has the lowest completion percentage, but still, it's just under 67%, which is fantastic. And a crazy touchdown-interception ratio of 25-1. 25-1. That's insane. This guy's great. They're all great quarterbacks, but this guy hasn't even really gotten it going yet. I think he's going to show off this week against the Raiders. He's in prime time, so Vegas already knows that he's the front runner. I already know he's the front runner. Let's see now he's going to give everyone else the opportunity to see him show why he is the front runner for the MVP to potentially win his second MVP in 3 seasons. So that is the list. All quarterbacks. Alvin Kamara fell out. Josh Allen fell out, but they're right on the cusp. And we will be back next week to see what changes, if anything. Even if it doesn't change, I'll be back. Or I'll just re-upload this video. I don't know. See you next week.